正解。
Rebirth of the Malicious Empress of Military Lineage, Chapter 205, Conferring the Medicine. Shen Miao had never thought that the so-called superior one would be the strange Taoist priest that she saw once in Mingqi's Puqiu Monastery. The words that the Taoist priest had said on that day lingered with Shen Miao for a long time, as she felt that this person seemed to have a peek to her secret of living 2 lifetimes. However, after she sent people over to look for the whereabouts of that Taoist priest, one was unable to find the person after rummaging through the entire Ding capital. It was of no wonder why one was unable to find this Taoist priest actually come so far away to Great Liang's Longyi. Then things were somewhat strange. Accordingly to Ben Yu, the pair of siblings had encountered this Taoist priest a few years back. Since this Taoist priest was in Longyi then, it seemed that this Taoist priest had stayed in Longyi for a long time and could even be a Great Liang person. Then why did he appear in Mingqi's Ding capital? It could not be that he traveled such a long journey just to calculate 2 divination for her, right? Shen Miao said. Taoist priest. The strange Taoist priest looked at her and stroked his beard as he shook his head. This poor priest's Taoist name is Kayan. Furen came here to save someone, right? This poor priest has been waiting for you for a long time. Lu Dan was startled and asked, Kayan Taoist priest, you long knew that we are coming to look for you? Kayan Taoist priest smiled proudly and shook the divination cylinder at his waist. The divination container rattled as he said, this old priest calculated a divination for oneself. Shen Miao thought that even though this Taoist priest was strange, he seemed to have real abilities. For instance, what he said in Puqiu Monastery was rather reasonable. So if he was the so-called superior one, she was not surprised. She said, my husband is currently seriously wounded and one has heard that Taoist priest is able to change one's fate and thus made a special trip over. One request Taoist priest to save my husband's life. One the matter succeed, one will provide great thanks. Hua Xiang and the few were standing behind Shen Miao and heard Shen Miao words previously. Seemingly she was acquainted with this strange Taoist priest. Although there were doubts in their hearts, it was not a good time to inquire about it. After listening to Shen Miao words, they wondered if she was somewhat possessed. The matter of changing one's fate was just too much. No matter how one looked, this Taoist priest looked like a normal person who grew up eating grains. Could it be that Shen Miao was swindled by a con man? Shen Miao however knew that this strange Taoist priest who could see that she had lived 2 lifetimes and could see that she became an empress in her past lifetime, was not spouting nonsense or guesses. After hearing Shen Miao's words, the strange Taoist priest shook his head and walked nearer. Everyone then could see that he was having a premonition and his hands was carrying a fishing bamboo basket, looking like he was going fishing. It was just that there was only a string on the fishing pole and the hook that was attached to it was straight. It would be strange if a fish was caught like this. Indeed, his basket was empty and pitiful. Seeing that he was not answering Shen Miao for a long time, Lu Tan was anxious and asked, Taoist priest, can you save my Fu? That Taoist priest leaned the fishing pole against the door before straightening up his back and looked seriously at Shen Miao. Heaven's designs must not be divulged. This poor priest cannot even divulge heaven's designs to Furen, so how would one dare to change fate and create unexpected calamity? But you have already saved Ben Yu's friend, that young boy. Lu Dan was puzzled. Isn't that considered as changing fate? That was because that little life should not be severed. The heavens has destined that he would encounter me and it was also destined that I will save his life. Kayan Taoist priest said. Hua Xiang, Ba Zhao and the rest was startled. They originally thought that the pair of siblings spouted nonsense and did not think that it was actually real. Moreover, this Taoist priest in front of them admitted that it was his doing. Shen Miao's brows slightly wrinkled. Then one dare asked Taoist priest, what is the destined fate between Taoist priest and me? The Taoist priest chuckled, heaven's designs must not be divulged. A heaven's designs must not be divulged on the right and a heaven's designs must not be divulged on the left. Moreover, this was a critical juncture. Even if Shen Miao could tolerate, at this moment she became furious and said angrily, in the outside world, the action are not something that devoid of conscience. Currently good people are harmed by evildoers, and it is the evildoers that are happy. Is it that those who commit murder and arson have gold belts and those who build bridges and repair roads would not even have a body left? What kind of heaven's law is this? What kind of righteousness is this? One really open one's eyes upon seeing that Taoist priest even practices as such. One thinks that this is ridiculous. Kong Ying's eyes widen. Why did Shen Miao start scolding others now? These words were sharp and Shen Miao said it all in one breath, making one feel very refreshing. Unexpectedly, not only that Cayenne Taoist priest did not get angry after being pelting with scoldings, he however started laughing loudly and clapped his hands. Indeed, after staying with that fierce dragon for a long time, you have become as fierce. This is good. Lu Tan muttered softly. Is he sick? Still so happy after being scolded by others. Cayenne Taoist priest opened his mouth. You are not wrong. The heaven's law is inherently unfair, but humans are in charge of human affairs. Heaven's law dictate fortune, luck, but not life. He smiled slightly. The horsetail whisk was the same, and even though it was worn out, at this moment there was some sense of a feeling of an immortal. He said, even though heaven's law did not dictate me to change his fated life is too noble that I cannot change. It is heaven's law that destined you and I were to encounter, and it is also destined that this poor priest would bestow you a fate. He said it very confusingly, and everyone listening were puzzled like they were amidst the clouds and mist. Only Shen Miao's gaze was staring at him sharply. One heard that Taoist priest saying, "You really want to save him?" "Yes." That Taoist priest smiled, "Since you want to save him, then follow me." Finishing, he turned around and moved forward. Shen Miao did not hesitate to follow, and Hua Xiang and the rest of them quickly set off. However, Cayenne Taoist priest suddenly turned back and looked at Hua Xiang and the rest. You all cannot follow. Why? There was anger on Kong Ying's face. They were ordered to protect Shen Miao's safety, so how would they let Shen Miao follow a crazy and strange Taoist priest alone? If anything happened, when Zi Jingxing woke up, how do they explain it to Zi Jingxing? There is a mysterious concealing stratagem that is created by my teacher. The mysterious concealing stratagem that my teacher construct cannot be broken by anyone in the world, and that includes me. There is only one way of surviving, and the rest of it is death. This is to target people who knows martial arts. The higher one's skills is, the faster one will die. This Furin has no martial arts skills and thus can go with me. As for the rest, he shook his head, all who enter will die. But how could we trust that you will not harm Furin? Hua Xiang said, by not letting us follow. How do we know where you will bring Furin to? Cayenne Taoist priest spread his hands out, like a rogue. If one do not believe, then this poor priest would not go ahead. You can quickly lead this Furin back. This almost made Hua Xiang vomit blood in anger. Shen Miao said, you all can wait for me here. I will go with the Taoist priest. Furin. Ba Zhao was very disapproving with it. That. Lu Tan said cautiously, can I go or not? Even though I have martial arts skills, it is not high and should not affect it. It seemed that it was only now Cayenne Taoist priest noticed Lu Tan. After sizing her up, he said, it is still alright since one almost have no martial arts skills. Alright, you can also follow me in. Lu Tan. What did almost no martial arts skills? Her martial arts was lacking a bit and could not be compared to those people who trained from young at the residence of Prince Ru. It could not be considered as nothing. But comparing to Hua Xiang and the rest, at least she could follow along with Shen Miao. Lu Tan said, youngest Biao sister, I will accompany you. If there is any matter, it is good to have another to take care. After Shen Miao thought about it, she nodded her head. Even though Lu Tan was impulsive, she did not stir up any issues, and Shen Miao did not know what Cayenne Taoist priest wanted to do. She was used in putting defenses against others, and even though she trusted that Cayenne Taoist priest had some abilities, she was still skeptical with the other party. Hua Xiang and the rest saw that Shen Miao had made up her mind and knew that persuading was impossible. Seeing that Lu Tan was following along, their hearts were slightly relieved. After nagging at Lu Tan a while, They even gave Lu Tan the signal fireworks that the Mo Yan army used to her, saying that if there was any matter, just set the fireworks off and they would naturally think of some ways to rush over. However, that Taoist priest became somewhat impatient. Still don't go? When the skies are dark, then this old priest cannot help you all, Shen Miao said. Set off now. The route that Cayenne Taoist priest brought Shen Miao and Lu Tan was very bizarre. It could be said that his piece of separated forest did not have any path, but Cayenne Taoist priest could tell where the turns were and know where there was a slope. It was as if there was an undiscovered path where could not see. The route that he took was not easy to walk, as at times it looked like a dead end, but he was able to find a new path. Lu Tan looked on with amazement, and even Shen Miao was shocked. Lu Tan asked, "Taoist priest, you seem to be very familiar to this place. Does one come here often?" "This poor priest live here since young, thus one is familiar." Cayenne Taoist priest proudly stroked his beard and said, "Many of these trees are planted by this poor priest." Lu Tan nodded her head. It seemed that Taoist priest is a person of great liang, so why does one here? "You have encountered youngest Biao's sister once?" Youngest Biao's sister had never come to Longyi before. Could it be the counter was in Longyi? Lu Tan remembered the familiar gaze when Shen Miao saw Cayenne Taoist priest, which apparently indicated they knew one another before. Cayenne Taoist priest looked meaningfully at Shen Miao. This poor priest have the fate of calculating two divination for this Furen. No matter where it is, one would definitely meet. Lu Tan scratched her head as she somewhat could not understand it. Shen Miao, however, was thoughtful, as she always felt that this Taoist priest knew more than she had thought. After Zi Jingxing matter has passed, could she ask seriously about matters of her past lifetime? Just as this thought appeared in her mind, Cayenne Taoist priest smiled. Furen want to save others and also want to ask questions. One cannot have both, and only one choice can be made. There will be loss and there will be gain. Furen must definitely think of one's choice. Shen Miao's heart quivered. This Taoist priest seemed to have seen through the thoughts in her heart. His meaning was that if she were to ask about matter of the previous lifetime, then she would not be able to save Zi Jingxing, and if she wants to save Zi Jingxing, she have to keep silent about her past lifetime. What kind of rule was this? Shen Miao felt stuffy when she heard Cayenne Taoist priest ask, "Does Furen have a decision in one's heart?" Lu Tan looked at them curiously, as she did not understand what kind of provocation did Cayenne Taoist priest said to Shen Miao, but Shen Miao was always like this and only few people would understand what she said. Her brains was not as good, so she did not bother to understand it. Shen Miao said slightly, "One can think of ways to find for the answer, but in the matter of saving lives, I neither have medical skills or know how to change one's fate. Thus one can only trouble Taoist priest." How could secrets be compared to life? One hoped that Taoist priest would save a life first. The strange Taoist priest laughed out loud. "Furen is not honest. What secrets and life to talk about? It is better to say that you see him more important than oneself, and thus would give up the things that one is searching for him." He mysteriously smiled. Furen's vicious tendencies has also dissipated a lot. Shen Miao slightly frowned. That Taoist priest, however, picked a willow branch and, like a child, him an unknown tune and continue heading forward. She could only keep up. That Taoist priest had walked for a long time, and fearing that she would delay things, Lu Tan dare not complain, and Shen Miao did not say anything. One did not know what time it was, but only felt that the day had gotten later and the sun was somewhat weakened when the Taoist priest suddenly stopped and said, "One has arrived." Lu Tan and Shen Miao took 2 steps forward and discovered that what appeared in front was a large valley. This valley was filled with the fragrance of flowers. Currently it was the 6th month, the middle of Stumble, but the flowers were full bloom and the sunset made the land filled with golden glow. It was as if one have arrived to an immortal land on earth, as there was a sense of unreality. "It is so beautiful here," Lu Tan exclaimed. Cayenne Taoist priest looked towards Shen Miao. "What does Furen discover?" Shen Miao only felt that there was some medicinal scent in the air, and looking at the flowers that were all around, even though they were bright, they did not look the same as normal flowers. She hesitated for a while before saying, "These are all herbs." Cayenne Taoist priest laughed out. Exactly so. Although I cannot save your husband and cannot change his fate, my teacher has a medicine valley. There is a herb in it that can detoxify hundreds of poisons, and this particular herb can save your husband's life. Shen Miao did not tell Cayenne Taoist priest of Xi Jingxing's injuries, but Cayenne Taoist priest's words had indicated that Xi Jingxing was poisoned. Lu Tan looked at that strange Taoist priest admiringly, but Shen Miao was not surprised, as she had known earlier that this strange Taoist priest had some skills. This was not surprising at all. She said, "Would beg Taoist priest to give me that herb that can detoxify hundreds of poisons and save my husband's life." Cayenne smiled. This particular medical herb was left behind by my great-great-great-great-grandteacher and had been placed in this medicine valley all the time. Till now, there is only one of it in this world. If ordinary people eat it, it would prolong one's life. If those poison eat it, naturally the poison would be removed. This particular herb is so precious, so how would I give you in vain? You are a benevolent and compassionate Taoist priest. Lu Tan said, "If you want gold and silver, my youngest Biao sister can afford it. What do you want in exchange?" Shen Miao continued, "As long as it is within my abilities, I would definitely do it for Taoist priest. If I want Furen to exchange with your life?" Cayenne Taoist priest said craftily. Shen Miao was startled, and before she spoke, Lu Tan said, "You are really a bully. How could one use that as a condition?" Cayenne waved his hands. "One who leave the secular world is benevolent and compassionate, but I am a Taoist priest, so naturally one who would not do things like murdering and arson. It is just a joke only. I have a question that one have to ask Furen." He looked at the stunned Shen Miao. Could Furen explain it to this poor priest? It was only now that Shen Miao recovered to her senses. Her heart was in shock as when Cayenne asked if she was willing to use her life to exchange. A thought quickly flew into her mind. She was willing to do so. How was this possible? She still had Shen Kaiyu, Shen Xin and Lu Zuyan behind her. She had an entire family of loved ones, so why would her heart be willing to give up her life for Xi Jingxing? Shen Miao's heart suddenly became somewhat fearful. By putting too much emotion to it, one would only be hurt even deeper in the future, and her previous lifetime was a living example. She could try to love again, but she dared not have a deep and strong love, and also could not afford to gamble. Youngest Biao sister? Lu Tan shooed her arm. Shen Miao settled her mind down and looked towards the Taoist priest. "May Taoist priest speak. Look at this." The Taoist priest knelt down and pointed to a small flower between the grass. "This is Hong Xiu Cal that can be used to treat cough. However, these days it does not flower much." From Furen's view, what is the reason? What did this mean? Shen Miao was not a doctor and could not distinguish herbs apart, so how could she be able to see the reason? But she still squatted down and took a careful look. She saw that there were some moving black spots on the flower stalks, and her heart moved. Most likely there are worms growing. This is also what this poor priest thought. Cayenne looks worried. But these Hong Xiu Cal is the most delicate. One cannot use pesticide to drive the worms away, and if one wants to get rid of those worms, one could only take it out by hands with a gentle movements, else it would hurt the petals. Lu Tan said, "Since it is so, what does it have to do with us?" Cayenne Taoist priest stood up, and Shen Miao also stood up before he smiled. "But this poor priest is a male and have coarse movements. Normally one is careless, and one fear that one would not be able to pick carefully and accidentally hurt the petals. These are all precious rare medicine and is very valuable. Thus one would like to invite Furen to pick the worms cleanly off for me." Lu Tan's eyes widen. This Taoist priest let Shen Miao come over but use Shen Miao as a farmer? Shen Miao asked, "After picking the worms cleanly off, Taoist priest will give me the medical herb that can detoxify hundreds of poisons?" Cayenne nodded his head. "All right, I will do it." Shen Miao intend to immediately start. Lu Tan did not speak anymore, as she treated it as effort to earn a medical herb, thus it was not a loss. However, Cayenne shook his head and led Shen Miao and Lu Tan a few steps forward. "It is the Hong Xiu Cal here." When both of them took a look, They were somewhat stunned. That was a large field of medical herbs that was almost as big as a few fields from big families. Moreover, the medical herbs that was planted on the entire field was not done neatly. Some were Hong Xiu Cow, some were others, but were all grown together. Just finding those Hong Xiu Cow would require a lot of effort, much less cleaning the Hong Xiu Cow from worms. One did not know how long it would take. "Are you deliberately playing tricks with us?" Lu Tan jumped up in anger. How could one person be able to complete all these? Yan only smiled and looked at Shen Miao. Furen also feel that one person is unable to complete it? Shen Miao looked at him deeply and said, after finishing this, "Will Taoist priest really give me the herbs?" Youngest Biao's sister. Lu Tan became anxious. It is clear that he is deliberately playing a fool of you. If one is willing to save a person, why would one come out such an impossible task? How does he look like a compassionate person? Yan said, "Young lady's words are wrong. There is no free meal under heavens. In this world, there will be losses, there will be gains. If one wants something, one have to pay the corresponding price. This Furen want my medical herbs, then one has to pick the worms off the other medical plants. This is a fair matter. Isn't it decided by this Furen whether it can be completed or not?" he said, after picking the worms off these Hong Xiu Cow. "Then apply the fertilizer to my mountain of medicinal plants. I will then give you the medical herbs." He then raised another dust storm. One cannot do it anyhow, as this priest would inspect it. If there is any mistakes, then that medical herbs will not be given to you. And also, he then looked at Lu Tan. "However, this young lady cannot help. Furen, can you do it?" "I can do it, and also hope that Taoist priest will keep one's promise." After finishing these words, Shen Miao jumped to that medicine field and bent down to begin picking the worms out seriously. She was magnificent wife that was also raised up delicately and spoilt as a daughter of an official, but was here being a farmer for a wild doctor. Even those farmers would not do so much work alone, picking worms off and also apply fertilizer. Lu Tan could not imagine how Shen Miao's weak body was able to carry the fertilizer. She only felt that if Shen Xin and Shen Kaiyu in Ding capital know of it, they would be furious. But when had Shen Miao reneged her decision before? Lu Tan gritted her teeth and wanted to go over to help, but was stopped by Shen Miao's stern voice. "Stop there. If you don't wish for me to hate you, then don't come down." She spoke sternly, but Lu Tan's eyes became red and her heart became stuck in frustration. If she had known that it was as such, that Shen Miao would be led by others by the nose, she would not tell Shen Miao of Ben Yu's matter. Now she had implicated Shen Miao to be deceived and suffer. She really felt sinful. She shouted out, "This strange Taoist priest is clearly playing with you. Is it worth it? I did not do anything for him." Shen Miao did not raise her head at all as she continued to take care of the plants seriously. "There is a chance, so one will do it." She then said, "If you really think about me, then help me to find or make a lantern. It would be dark later and one will not be able to see. It is better to have a light." Lu Tan took a deep breath, but in a blink of an eye she saw Yan Taoist priest turning around and leaving from the other side. She quickly ran over. "Weird Taoist priest, listen to me." Shen Miao squatted at the flowers. She had not done this for a long time and was somewhat not used to it. She did not think that it was unbearable to pick worms out and feed fertilizer. In this lifetime, self-esteem was not used at such an occasion. When it was time to bend down and bow to others, one will bend and bow to others. If the time came that schemes were not workable, then one would put in effort obediently and not do anything in vain. This was the rationale she had relied on in her entire previous lifetime and only understood it in the cold palace. If she gave up fighting with my Furen earlier and willing to be weaker, perhaps my Furen would not target Fu Ming and Wan Yu so much. Why did she be disadvantaged for the sake of being strong? Revenge? These things would be thought of later. The present was the most important. If Yan Taoist priest at the end kept his promise, then her suffering would be worth it. It was somewhat difficult to do such work in such a desolate place, but compared to the position of the empress she sat in her previous lifetime, she was previously ridiculed even more then. It was just that in the entire field of Hong Xiu Cow, One did not know how long it would take. There was no extra time to waste. Shin Miao could not help but smiled bitterly. When Lu Tan brought over a lantern, the skies had already turned dark. There was a light breeze in the valley at night and dazzling stars and moon, but Shen Miao had no mood to appreciate them. She used the lantern light and touched every single leaf and stumbled along with a heavy load. There were mosquitoes by the side that her delicate skin was filled with red bumps and her hands were swollen, but she did not take a rest for the entire night. As Lu Tan watched on, her tears fell, but she could not help it all and could only scold Cayenne Taoist priest in her heart. It was after all on the afternoon of the next day. Shen Miao wiped the sweat on her forehead and placed the empty load and let Cayenne Taoist priest take a look. Cayenne Taoist priest however smiled. "There is no need to look. You did well." Finishing, she took a small box from his pocket and handed it to Shen Miao. Shen Miao opened it up and saw that there was indeed a herb lying in it. "It is this herb." Cayenne Taoist priest smiled. "You have cured the entire mountain of Hongxiu Cow for me. I will use this to treat your husband's injuries." "One adhere strictly to one's promise," Lu Tan said angrily. "You have profited." Furen's insistence made this poor priest have a whole new level of respect. One hoped that no matter what happened in the future, Furen would remember today's sincere heart. If Furen have any little fluke emotion, the worms would not be extinguished and this herb would not be in Furen's hands. "Many thanks for priest's confer." Shen Miao was eager to rush back, but after she received the herbs, the bottom half of her body became weak and powerless. She had not slept for an entire night and these days was unable to rest well. It was as if she was a fully strung bow, and now as it was relaxed, she only felt that her head was heavy and her feet light. "Many thanks for priest's confer." Lu Tan was already very dissatisfied with the bizarre demands of this Taoist priest and was extremely uncomfortable when she saw the poor condition Shen Miao was in. Shen Miao was the calmest of all in the Lu and Shen family and would not be shocked by anyone. Now she was being played a fool till she had no energy left, and that made her very unhappy. One hoped that the Hongxiu Cow would not have worms for a long time. "There would not be anyone who is as nice as my youngest Biao sister. That would do the chores for the entire mountain. Even it were the farmers, they would not do it to their best efforts in the entire night." Cayenne Taoist priest laughed out loud. "That cannot be said for sure. Furen and I have the fate of 3 meetings, this is only the second one. There will always be one more." Lu Tan mumbled to herself, "Who wants to see?" She then pulled Shen Miao. "I will support you. Let us go down the mountain." Afterwards she said to Cayenne Taoist priest, "May Taoist priest also hurry up, one is waiting for the thing to save a life." Cayenne Taoist priest followed behind. As he watched the back figure of the two people, his eyes landed on Shen Miao's staggering footsteps. His smiling expression slowly reduced and there was a trace of pity in his eyes. After a long while, he shook